Tiger Vision. Tiger Vision. Tiger Vision. Today we'll have Tiger Bot break down all of the signees who may play in the upcoming 2022 season. Tiger Bot, take it away.
From LSU's December Signees, look for at least the following players to play next fall. As LSU moves into the Brian Kelly era, there will be a transition on the roster as well. LSU lost the traditional seniors that every team does, and it also saw roster hits via the transfer portal, with 9 players leaving LSU since August 9th. To help offset those losses, LSU needed impact recruits. The first National Signing Day helped the Tigers in that regard, and the following 4 players will likely either compete for a starting role or be a key backup next fall. Quincy Wiggins, defensive end, one of the most impressive athletes in the country. Wiggins comes to LSU as a player that's focused on football for only a couple of years. He was a basketball player growing up. At 6'6", 265 pounds, Wiggins has the ability to move more like a linebacker. He's very flexible and possesses the long arms one would commonly see in an NBA basketball game. He'll provide some excellent depth at the very least for a group that should see BJ Ajulari and Mawson Smith be dominant forces in 2022. Wiggins was a national recruit and decided to play for LSU over offers from schools like Alabama, Florida and Texas. Miles Frazier, offensive line, the one college transfer that was announced on National Signing Day. Frazier is likely to compete for a starting job very early in his career. LSU's offensive line has been up and down the past 2 seasons, and an influx in talent will help each offensive lineman compete against each other. He's one of the most highly recruited players from the transfer portal after playing for Florida International the past 2 seasons. One could make a strong argument that Frazier's signing is the most important of all the players from this past Wednesday, December 15th. Depth along LSU's offensive line is precarious at the moment. Frazier had offers from Ohio State, Penn State, North Carolina State, and Florida State among others. Will Campbell, offensive line much like Frazier. Campbell comes to LSU as one of the most talented offensive tackles in the country. He could have signed with just about any school he wanted, with Alabama, Ole Miss, Auburn, Florida, Texas A&M, Florida State, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, and Oregon all offering the talented Neville High School talent. What's different about Campbell would be his athleticism. Despite being about 300 pounds, Campbell's ability to move in space and reach second-level defenders is quite rare for any offensive tackle, let alone one that's not even enrolled at LSU yet. While it's not ideal for a freshman to start at offensive tackle for LSU, Campbell possesses that type of ability. Walker Howard, quarterback. LSU has practically some depth at quarterback with the recent return of senior Miles Brennan. The loss of Max Johnson to Texas A&M was a huge blow. With Brennan's return, it should open up the opportunity for Howard to sit and learn the college game as a true freshman. Can Walker come in and compete in the SEC West? Absolutely. This is a player with the mobility to create time in the pocket, can be a rhythm passer who does good work with precision passing, and he has an arm strong enough to stretch the field. At the very least, Howard should be a player that comes in and competes with Nussmeier and provides depth for the Tigers. Do not be surprised if at least splits reps next fall during the early portion of the 2022 season. Overall, LSU still needs to add move players from the high school ranks and the transfer portal, but there's a good chance that at least the players mentioned will compete for playing time next season.
Thank you, Tiger Bot, for that breakdown of who may play next season. And as always, here on Gum Gum TV, go Tigers.
Keep on doing